Hi everyone, welcome back to Amanda TME and welcome back to Scarlet Hollow. Alright, chapter 4. So we are at Stella's house with Avery and Kanika, and let's find out what happened to Stella. And then I guess we're off to find out if some little girl's imaginary friends are rats or something more. Alright, grab yourself something cozy and let's get started. I don't know if I mentioned this in another episode, but I absolutely love the name Kanika. I don't know, it just has like a really good feel. It like feels very cheerful to me. Alright, here we are. You make your way towards Stella's house. Kanika knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open. The house is quiet, the world outside muffled as you take a cautious step over the threshold into the muted air of the living room. No excitable pug rushes to greet you at the door, and you have a feeling that no Stella is going to emerge from the shadows to sleepily greet you. This doesn't look like a break-in. It looks like somebody left the door open. Stella or someone else was in a hurry when they left. Let's just go in. Let's not make it more anxious than we need to. You step past the threshold and into Stella's house. Aside from the corner of the room dedicated to Gretchen, Stella's house almost feels like a museum. Everything's organized with a sort of tidiness you wouldn't expect for someone as rough and tumble as Stella. Only a handful of objects feel like they belong to her. Whatever happened to Stella, it doesn't look like it happened here. Doesn't look like there's a struggle or anything, unless it happened in another room, or maybe someone or something caught her off guard. You didn't have to add the last part. I'm going to forget that you said that, and just be thankful that this doesn't look like a crime scene. Let's look at the kitchen first. We'll go with least personal to personal. Stella's kitchen is slightly messy. A couple cabinets are hanging open, and a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. The crust of the bread has gone somewhat stale, about as much as you'd expect after being left out overnight. Whoever left it here left many hours ago. It's a little messy, but it doesn't look like anything violent happened. Did she have somewhere she needed to be? She didn't say she had somewhere she had to rush off to. Maybe she just had a panic attack after being possessed. But that was over 12 hours ago. I'd hope she would be home by now if that was the case. Is Stella the sort of person to stop back home to make a snack in the middle of a mental health crisis? Yes. And it's comforting to think that that might be all that happened. A panic attack is much more manageable than rotting ghouls or parasitic doughboys. Let's check out Stella's room. You make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. She's not here. Though it is untidy, the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There isn't any sign of violence. You do notice, though, that her jacket is nowhere in sight. It isn't in her closet, and it wasn't on the coat rack in the other room. Let's check her computer. You check Stella's computer. I'm not sure we should be snooping on her computer. Isn't that an invasion of privacy? We already broke into her house, right? For all we know, there could be some sort of clue there, like a note detailing exactly where she is. We didn't break into her house. The door was left wide open. I'm with Avery. What if we don't find Stella and it was all because we didn't snoop on her computer? Sure, snoop away, but I'm not going to take part in this. I'll just be over here, standing in the corner of the room, not looking over your shoulder. Let me know if you find anything. Oh! Stella's desktop is horrifically cluttered. There are simply too many files and folders to fit onto her monitor. They overlap each other in a chaotic, multi-layered display. Whoa, how do we find anything here? You don't. Come on, let's go. Yeah, let's both explore and be street smart. Let's look for something interesting. You scan through folders and file names on Stella's desktop, looking for something. Anything that seems like it might be interesting. One folder catches your eye. Boring tax stuff. You're no fool. You've seen this folder before. You have this folder on your own computer. Boring tax stuff never contains boring tax stuff. For that matter, it never contains anything related to taxes, and its contents are never boring. Open the folder. You open the folder. You're surprised it contains carefully mapped out diagram of the Scarlet Hollow mines, including holes in fences and areas with low visibility. There's also a handful of old photos of Stella and Tabitha together as teenagers. Tabitha wears an uncharacteristic grin, an authentic, joyful smile, and Stella's eyes are somehow brighter, less tired. Both of them seem to be living in a happier time. Okay, I take it back. This is way too personal. I'm just going to join Kanika in the corner while you wrap things up. I guess that's kind of fair. We're kind of the stranger in this situation, and we probably have a more objective perspective than Kanika or Avery are going to have about what's in here. Let's look at her search history. You check Stella's search history. She hasn't visited any website since Tuesday night. If she came home last night's incident, she didn't touch her browser. Her search history is almost entirely work-related. Furious series of queries for various monsters and cryptids that might fit the profile of ditchlings. That's it. And let's look at open tabs. It would take you all day to count the number of open tabs in Stella's browser. So numerous are her tabs that you can't see a single icon. A sea of rounded, featureless triangles from Windows Edge to Windows Edge. Her most recently open tab is a post on Uncle Carl's Bigfoot farm.
It's time to take a break.
Her most recently opened tab is a post on Uncle Carl's Bigfoot farm, a forum for cryptozoology enthusiasts. The post in question is titled "Something Big is Happening in Scarlet Hollow." Hey everyone, was out chasing a skunk ape sighting the other day, and I found these weird little guys. My friend's mom says there's something called ditchlings, but I've never heard of them. Anyone have any good leads? Camera isn't shaky enough. This is totally staged. Clean footage and some sort of cryptid nobody has heard of except for your friend's mom. The only thing I'm seeing when I Google ditchlings is some city in England. Thought you were legit. Guys, since when did high quality footage count as anything other than actual evidence? These things are terrifying. Since every low budget horror movie started with doing guerrilla marketing, I smell ARG. I'm serious. I've got a ton of extra footage. Look at what they've been doing to the animals in town. They're apparently some sort of bad omen, like Mothman. Okay, I'm listening. I love me a Mothman. I think it's called Moth Stan. Amazing. I believe you. Lucky you're falling into her lap. I don't trust YouTubers. They're entertainers, not scientists. Not scientists. The thread continues to the next day. Okay, so 1, this isn't an ARG. I would never. And 2, you're not going to believe this, but we went into an abandoned mine last night to investigate things, and I'm pretty sure we found some Tommy knockers. Listen to this knocking we managed to catch on tape. There's a link to an audio file titled TommyKnockersReal.wave. Just because you put the word real in your file name doesn't mean they're real. Okay, some of these names are amazing. 2 supernatural events, back-to-back nights. This is so fake. I can't believe you brought this. I can't believe I bought into that river runner hype. You're so full of it. YouTubers are always going to... I'm sorry, I jumped. The cat jumped on the paper Christmas tree and scared the bejesus out of me. The kidnapped by aliens all over again. Also, lol, doughy white things and now loud popping noises. This is definitely an ARG. Did you sell out to Pillsbury? Stop cyberbullying her or I'm going to call the mods. Locking this thread and giving everyone a 7-day ban. No cyberbullying and no self-promo. The thread ends. Okay, I think we've seen enough. Thank God. Hacker Man! Alright, well, let's go back. Stella's jacket's gone. The Letterman one. It wasn't on the rack in the other room. It's not here, and she didn't have it yesterday. Okay, I'm sold. Between this and the kitchen, she must have come home late last night. And it seems like she was the one who decided to leave. No struggle or anything. This sure looks like a room. Any thoughts? I think you about summed it up. This is definitely a room. Yeah, nothing much to comment on. This is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. It could use a few more houseplants. I'll put together some trimmings after we found her. Aw, she still does those corkboards with the strings. She loves putting the strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything, but they're more for decoration anyway. Okay, I don't think we're gonna find much else here. Let's move on. I think still alive. Okay, so she probably came home last night, but she's not here now. We don't have any idea where she might have gone. I thought I was overreacting this morning. I hope she would be sleeping. I can't believe she's actually missing. We'll find her. Where next? As much as I want to run to the mines, I think we should talk to Oscar because he's a smart fella. I hope nothing else happened after we went home last night. They're so brave for sleeping in that house after everything we went through. I'd rather sleep in the woods with the ditchlings than some place that was that haunted. Her mom said it was safe, and I'm inclined to believe her. Why would she lie? But how would she know that? Magic, probably. There's only one way to find out. Let's go. Library card. What's with all the achievements? We just started. Morning light streams in the library's large windows. In the bright daylight, it's once again a place of comfort, all menace having fled in the wake of Charles Shaw Jr.'s departure. No ghost, thank God. I was not up for an encore. Yeah, it's gone, just like your mom said it would be. I guess Oscar must be in the back. I know where I'd be if I finally got my house back. I've always been surprised at how unsupervised this place is. Sometimes it feels like anyone could just walk in here and do whatever they wanted. Like what? Steal books? I mean, they could, right? I'm not saying anyone would. I'm just saying that people in this town trust each other a lot. It's nice. Let's go find Oscar. You make your way back towards the annex. It feels strange to be back here in the light of day, as if the events of the previous evening were just a terrible dream. This hallway really takes me back. It feels like it was only yesterday we were last here, blissfully unaware that our entire lives were about to change forever. It was only yesterday. I know. Kanika knocks on the door. Oh, good morning. It's so good to see all you. Amanda? He takes in the sight of you standing there in the bright corridor. The way Oscar says your name carries the weight of an immeasurable guilt. You can see it in his eyes, too. What you've done for the man will hang over every interaction the two of you have for the rest of your lives. Dude, just chill. I hope you're doing well this morning. Please come in. You have no idea how good it felt to sleep in our own house last night, though I suppose I didn't do too much sleeping. I mostly sat and stared at the hatch all night. Nothing happened, but the idea that something could happen was more than enough to keep me wide awake. So what brings you here? Stella's been missing since last night, and we're trying to figure out if anyone has seen her. She hasn't gotten in touch with any of you? I'm guessing that's a no? You're right. I haven't seen her since she ran off last night. I should have done a better job warning her. Stella was practically banging down your door trying to get evidence of ghosts. I don't think you were going to be able to stop her. There was no way you could have known how she would react when she found it. I don't even think she knew how she'd react. And besides, you didn't know how bad it was going to get. You can't blame yourself for everything, man. I know you probably feel like it's your responsibility to make sure everyone around you is okay, but sometimes that's just not going to be possible. You're only one guy. Now, I'm really starting to worry. It sounds like no one in town has seen her. That doesn't mean something bad has happened. But it doesn't exactly sound like it's all sunshine and roses for her either. Sorry that I can't be more helpful, especially after everything y'all have done for us. I know time is of the essence right now, but while you're here, I wanted to let you know that I'm determined to do whatever I can to help investigate what's going on in our town. I was hoping we could compare notes. It might help me narrow down where I should start my research. As far as I'm aware, there's nothing paranormal in Scarlet Hollow before very recently. Now here we are, suddenly surrounded by weird little goblin creatures in the woods and plagued by angry ghosts. You think there was an inciting event, right? I do. That's my thought too. It was never like this in the Holler before. Something must have happened that kicked off all this magic stuff. Avery stares at you. I mean, it's obvious, right? The only thing that started happening, things only started happening once Manda got here. Kanika shoots at Avery a glare. No, we are not throwing Manda under the bus. Thank you. What? There's nothing wrong with being a magical catalyst. Sure, there's probably nothing wrong with someone being a magical catalyst, but there's definitely something wrong with saying someone's a magical catalyst. If people get the wrong idea, we're only a couple of steps away from the whole town deciding to shaw her. Nobody is going to drag Manda into a witch hunt on my watch. I like to think we've outgrown the days of running people out of town on rails. I'd rather play it safe. Don't worry, it's not like I'm going to run around town telling everyone Manda magicked a bunch of terrible disasters into existence. But if there's a catalyst for all of this, why wouldn't it be a lost Scarlet finally coming home to Scarlet Hollow? If I may, Manda, getting into town isn't the only major event that's happening lately. Pearl Ann died over a week ago, and those creatures in the woods were already reproducing by the time she arrived. Not to mention, I started seeing things in our house before Pearl Ann passed away. I think I never thought to make note of exactly when the spirit made itself known. If there's a root cause for all of this, hopefully there's a way to put the genie back in the bottle. Okay, I'm gonna say that it has something to do with the clinic, the doctor, and her dying son. Like, maybe she made a deal? I don't know. I mean, I could be completely wrong, and I don't know, there's a lot of like Munchausen's by proxy going on in that house, and I'm just gonna say it. I said it last chapter too, so I don't know. It just doesn't feel good for me. I'm going to do my best to find out if there have ever been any similar events and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. I think it all started with the original Scarlet line, but that's just... We'll fill you in on what little we know, so you have at least some place to start. We've been finding these weird stone seals. There was one in the mines and another in your basement. There might be more. These are those carvings you mentioned last night, right? To think there was something like that under my house all this time, and to think someone must have put it in there. But who? This gives me quite a few threads to follow. Thank you, Manda. Manda, didn't you say you felt something similar in the mine seal outside the clinic yesterday? I hope that doesn't mean something weird is about to happen there, too. Uh-oh, losing the only doctor's office in town seems like it would be bad. Here's hoping we sort out things before it becomes an issue. You know, I was thinking about filling that basement with cement and pretending it was never part of this house, but if we're all here, maybe we should go down and, Oscar sighs, take a closer look at the carving seal, whatever it is. Oh, heck yeah! I'll be checking out that behind the scenes of a haunted house in the morning thereafter. I mean, I know you're joking, but that's literally what we've been doing, right? Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess that wasn't the best analogy. It's been bad enough going into haunted houses and abandoned coal mines at night, but there's something that feels much worse about going down there in the middle of the day. I can't say I'm thrilled at the thought either, but we need to do whatever we can to start getting ahead of things. I really don't think this is a good idea. Okay, alright. Going down there is worth the risk. We've been seeing ditchlings in broad daylight. I don't think we have the luxury of turning down clues or wasting time. I couldn't agree more. After everything you've done to keep my family safe the past 2 days, I'm not going to risk losing our home because I was too scared of an old stone carving. Oscar, I feel like this is a bad idea. What? You don't want to put yourselves in another potentially life-threatening situation? Not if I can help it. I'm not really a hands-on kind of investigator. That's Stella's thing. You don't have to go down there with us. You can wait upstairs. Oscar leads you back down the familiar hallway to Rosalina's room. Oh, hey, Dad. What are you all doing here? I'm going back into the basement, Rosa. I'm afraid there's something down there that might help us figure out what's going on in town. It's probably best You go to the library while we... No way! If you're going down there, I'm going too. Remember what you said last night? No more secrets. We're in this together. You're right, Rosa. You can come with us. No more secrets. Am I the only person in town who doesn't have a death wish? Yes. Sybil said that the ghosts are gone. I really don't think there's anything to be afraid of down there anymore. Just give me a moment to move all this out of the way. Oscar gets to work moving the furniture from the trapdoor, his broad shoulders making quick work of it. Before you and your companions know it, you find yourselves transfixed to the trapdoor. I don't want to go back down there. It's okay, Alexis, you don't have to come with us. We can stay up here together while everyone else goes down there. Oscar opens the hatch with a menacing creak. Everybody's heart skips a beat, though Avery's might have skipped a beat out of excitement rather than fear. But none of you are swept up in the ghost nightmare puppet show. The sun continues to shine. The birds continue to sing outside Rosalina's window. See, nothing to be worried about. The slight tremor in his voice tells you he's mostly saying that to himself. Shall we? If you're sure you want to do this, I won't stop you, but I do not like the vibes I'm getting from that pit. Descend. The excavation of Oscar's basement. You descend the basement stairs and find yourselves in the same cold, unfinished place you were in last night. You can't shake an oppressive feeling, but whether that feeling is driven more by the trauma of the past night or by something more tangible, you're unsure. Well, I guess whatever we're looking for is in that pit. I guess we should take a look. Oscar walks up to the burial site, eyes widening as he peers inside. Stare into the pit. There we go. The internal screaming remains of Charles Shaw Jr. are exactly where you left them. Last night, staring back up at you from the empty sockets, the carving lies beneath him, the heavy, cold stone acting as his coffin. Its style is more than just similar to the carving in the mines. Both stones were carved by the same artist. Gross, he rotted all over that rock. You have no intention on going any closer to this carving. You have no intention of going closer. This carving has trouble written all over it, and who knows what kind of diseases. Charlie? Whoa, cool. Dang, Charlie, Amanda's grandma really did a number on you. Nobody touch it. I'll have to call Dr. Kelly about it. We should put the body to rest, right? That's how these things usually go. At least in the movies. And hey, we disturbed his body and he hasn't come back for a sequel. Confirmation that he's gone for good. Right? I think so. That's going to make it a lot easier to sleep tonight. Does that mean you'll let me sleep in my actual bed? Whoa, let's give it one more night. I still don't know how I feel about you sleeping on top of that rock. So, what do we think? Wolves encircling a goat. It's a start. What was on the carving in the mines? A circle of arms bound up in chains. Interesting. I'm sure the depiction will be more than enough to get started. Can Alexis and I help? I want to know why someone put this creepy stuff under my room. Sure, you can help. I don't really want to say anything. I guess we shouldn't keep those two waiting up there. If I were them, I would definitely get nervous if we took too long down here. You and the others make your way back up to Rosalina's room. As soon as you're all in one place, Oscar closes the trap door and moves the pile of furniture back in place. So, did y'all get possessed or cursed or anything? No, but we did see a dead body. Close enough. Gladly, I stayed put. Alexis, you want to see a picture of it?
Amazon Photos is not supported on this device. View your photos using the Amazon Photos app or website, or on devices like Fire TV or Echo Show.
Ew, okay. I'm not sure that's appropriate. Her parents may not approve of you showing their daughter pictures of dead people. They let her watch all kinds of scary movies, Dad, it's fine, and maybe she can help with the investigation too. Yeah, it's totally okay, Mr. Gutierrez. I don't want to see it in person, but I do want to see it. Before Oscar has a chance to get in another word, Rosalina's already pulled up the picture on her phone. Whoa, I can't believe you're going to sleep in here. You're so brave. Oscar sighs. I'll be back to check on you in a minute. I just got a couple things to finish up with these folks. You, Kanika, and Avery follow Oscar back to the living room. So I have more than enough to get started on my research now, but is there anything else I should know about? I think there's something in the clinic. There was a door yesterday, and I could feel something pulling me towards it. Right, I almost forgot after everything that happened yesterday. You said there was something that reminded you of the mines, right? I see. I'll take up what I can on the clinic. There's a lot of history there. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something haunting that place as well. You have a friend that lives there, right? Should we tell him that something bad might happen in his house? He might want to stay someplace else if the last few nights are any indication. Yeah, I can shoot Reese a warning text, but I don't know if his mom will let him leave. She's got an iron grip on the poor dude, and she's probably even more of a skeptic than I was. Reese mentioned a movie night, right? It's a perfect cover for an investigation. Who knows if that would fly with Dr. Kelly, though. After last night, I'm pretty sure she's not going to let us anywhere near that house. She's the only doctor in town. She can't ban people from the clinic, right? I don't think so, but hopefully nobody gets sick or hurt enough to justify a visit over the next couple of days. If we're going to investigate the clinic, I think we're going to have to break in. Whoa, that's unexpected coming from you. It's what Stella would do, and she's been 3 for 3 this week when it comes to finding spooky stuff. She's also been 3 for 3 when it comes to finding her way into mortal peril. This is why we have to find her as soon as possible. It shouldn't fall on me to suggest we do something dangerous. I'm terrible at selling it. It's not that I don't think that we should figure out what's going on in there. We just need to be cautious about what we do next. We don't want anyone getting attacked or possessed by any more ghosts, even if it is to help a friend. I don't know if we have time to play it safe. Just give me a day or two to do some research before you do anything rash, okay? Make sure Pixel stays inside, or he might get grabbed by ditchlings. The ditchlings are those things from the woods, right? With those faces? Yeah, the anguished doughboys. I kind of like them. It's like a hidden objects game out there today with all the weird little faces peering out of the bushes. Like them? Are we talking about the same creatures that have been laying eggs in the local wildlife? I don't want to get friendly with them or anything. I just think they're kind of interesting. To each their own. Will do. I can't imagine how devastated Rosalina would be if something were to happen to him, especially after everything she's been through. I wonder if this could be the work of some cult. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. Let's not get all satanic panic just yet. I know it's not looking unlikely at this point, but having lived in this town all my life, I feel like I would know if there was some cult that ran the place. I've got to agree with Kanika on this one. I feel like I've picked up on something. A cult doesn't necessarily have to run the town to have an impact here. It doesn't even need to be active. From what I gather, those carvings you've been talking about were old, and whatever left them here is probably long gone. I'll see what I can find. You never know. It sounds like you've got something to work on. We should get back to looking for Stella. I do. Thanks for the lead, Amanda. See you around, Oscar. Let us know if you find it. I will. You pause before leaving, your eyes lingering for a moment. If there's anything else you'd like to say to Oscar, you should say it now before you leave. You have nothing more to say. I just don't feel like the romantic approach is the best idea for this playthrough. So that's Oscar. Any other ideas? Before you can suggest your next moment, you start feeling woozy. Spots form at the edges of your vision. Your legs suddenly feel unstable, your body sending you clear signals of exhaustion. And then it passes. Still, it probably won't be long before your body needs a chance to rest. You should plan your next move wisely. I'm supposed to get tea with your mom today. Maybe she'll have some ideas. My mom wanted to talk to you. She's probably going to give you some rocks or bundles of herbs for protection or something. We can humor her. Let's do it! The bells of the general store chime bells of the general store chime welcoming as the three of you enter. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. Alrighty guys, I am so excited for it's getting really crazy. Still have suspicions about the doctor, and I'm just going to. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. And until next time, happy sipping.